Another new mod has entered into Path of Titans. This is Archelon, or Archelon, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Maybe I've just insulted and offended all of the Archelon fans out there, but this is a big fat turtle. That's literally, it's like a leatherback turtle, but this is a prehistoric one. It's huge. Anyways, this is a brand new 4-slotted carnivore to come to the game, and let's talk about it. In terms of the male and female, the changes are just on one of the display color, and then for the species, because of the way it shows here, I'm going to show it in a replay format. The first one is Chiros. Then you've got Gelali, Guarda, Zealandus, and Duncani. That's all of the species that you have right there. And then you go back to the standard one, which has a big, long, pointing jaw. So here is the wonderful Archelon. And this thing, honestly, in my eyes, looks really cool. I mean, this is the baby one, and I gotta say, it's absolutely adorable. If you compare it to a fully grown Kaiwekia, yeah, this thing is tiny, but of course, let's compare it to a baby. If you compare it to the baby, of course, here it is. This thing is, it's pretty much on par as far as babies go. Now, as a baby, this thing gets a standard bite attack. So, how is that compared to the baby Kaiwekia? It's actually pretty decent. I mean, this thing is 1 slot higher than the Kaiwekia, so it's going to be doing a little bit more damage, right? So, the Archelon comes with a whole swathe of abilities, a lot more than what you'd expect from an aquatic, honestly, and some of them I'm quite intrigued by. Now, one thing that you may be wondering, no, this thing cannot leap out of the water. Very sad, I know. But, of course, let's showcase all of the passives first, because the first one is Quick Coagulation, which gains 10% increased bleed healing. They've got Calcified Vertebrae, which gains 10% increased bone break healing, Resilient Carapace, which is gain 10% increased health recovery, and then you've got Light Stride, gain 10% increased speed, and then Venom Resistance, gain 10% increased venom healing. For the head slots, you get 3 attacks. You get Hydraulic Press, which is a charged up attack that deals moderate damage and high bone break. This can eat shells regardless of diet. Then you have the Bite, which causes medium damage and allows you to eat meat, fruits, and flowers regardless of diet as well. And then you get Meat Shears, that is an attack that does low damage but reduces the target's max stamina by 5%, and it stacks up to 5 times. It allows you to eat fish regardless of diet as well. And I'm a big fan of how the different head slots change your diet depending on what they are, even if your diet says otherwise. And for the sensors, you have Berserker, which is a standard ability. Then you get Depth Dweller, which gains 10% max health when not in a group. And then Marine Cruiser, which is when you're in water, it increases allied turtles' swim speed by 5% when out of combat. Stacks up to 2 times. Now for the front limb, you get 2 attacks and 2 passives. Really depends on what you want here. You've got Alderon Roll, which I really dislike this on flies, and now a turtle's got it. How dare they give the turtle a flying ability? I'm joking. This does medium damage and reduces the target's movement speed by 10% for 8 seconds and can stack up to 2 times. Now, I'm thinking you combo Alderon Roll with the Meat Shears, and then that's pretty good. Then you go to Flipper Smack, which gives high knockback and light damage. Then you do Strong Paddles, which increases turning radius and slow swim speed by 5% and increases bone break healing by 10%. Heaving Power, which is when on land, increases trot speed by 15%. For metabolism, you got your standard stuff here. You got Gatherer, which allows you to eat berries, flowers, nuts, and roots. Moodusivore, which allows you, gets 50% venom / poison resistance, but minus 10% stamina regen. And your diet is restricted to what you have on your head option, which is actually quite interesting. Then you get Aquatic Fisher, that allows you to eat meat, fish, carrion, shellfish, and bones. standard one. That's the one you're going to get at the start. Now, one thing that is unique with this creature, actually, is also unique to the Carnivorous Absentia mod, and I think there's another mod which has this as well. You've got 2 hide slots, pretty much. You've got cross-country current, which is halving the stamina cost of sprinting when below half stamina. Sun Surfer increases health recovery by 30% during the day. Ocean Evader increases swim speed and turning based off of age. Hatchlings gain 15%, juveniles 10%, adolescents 5%. This hide becomes unviable when reaching subadult or older. Then you've got Midnight Lurker, which increases armor by 15% and sprint swim speed by 5% during the night. And then Shell Bash, which is a high damage attack that inflicts a debuff to the target's turning radius by 7.5%. Can stack up to 2 times. Of course, you then go to your legs, you get Bold Reserve, which reduces incoming damage by 75%. Able to be active in the water while slow moving, this effect does not work on land. So it's kind of like, if I recall correctly, Hunker Down, but on that of the turtle. Then of course for your back limb you get Turtle Dash, which is a rapid forward dash on land. Then you got Beach Coma, which improves land speed and time allowed on land, and stamina regen while on land as well. Then you go to your tail, you've got Armor Tail and Balance Tail, both standard abilities there. Now, of course, let's talk about the attacks and showcase all of the attacks off. We're going to start off with the head slots. So the first one is the standard bite. Now, with this being a 4 slot, it's going to do a little bit more damage than the standard stuff. It's probably got decent health as well. I'll put the health values up and the combat weight values up for you guys to figure out and have a look at. But of course, this does pretty decent damage. Of course, 3 bites gets you to about 4 bites, a quarter health off your opponent. Now let's check out the other bite attacks. So the next one is Hydraulic Press. This one I'm pretty sure does medium damage and high bone break. Let's have a look at it right about now. So yeah, it does the same damage to the bite. And it looks like, if I recall correctly, it's about 10 seconds bone break. So it's pretty decent. Then of course you get the Meat Shears. And when you do this, it's a very, very low damage bite. Now, my problem with Meat Shears is that it's got such a long cooldown, so it's not one of those little tiny attacks that you can absolutely spam. There's no point spamming this one, and it's probably, to me, the less likely attack to use. You're probably either going to use the standard bite or the hydraulic press. It really depends what you're going with here, but in my eyes, this bite looks a little bit useless, aside from the obvious bonus that it gives, but I don't know if it's worth losing that much damage frontally. Now, of course, the other attack that you get is the roll, the Alderon roll. Let's give this a quick whirl and go right into the head of the sad Kaiwek here. Now, I'm not sure if that was a correct hit. Don't know if that was as much damage as we could get. Let's see if we can get a little bit more. It seems about right. Now that's that. The other one that I do want to showcase really quickly is, of course, the little flippy flappy of your flippers when you do this. And there you go. That's how much knockback it does as well. It's not that bad, actually. It's pretty decent. But yeah, it is a low damage, high knockback. If I were to do anything, obviously, I'd either go one of these attacks, Alderon roll, or the flippy flappy smacky attack. I don't know why I'm calling it that, but in terms of the Alderon roll, it does obviously take off stamina as well when you use it. So it's one of those ones, do you want to use that or the flippy flappy and the passive. For the head, I'm going to go bite or bone break there. Now the other one is the dash. I showcased a quick animation on that. It basically makes you faster on land. You can do it when you're at the surface of the water, but it does absolutely nothing, so I wouldn't recommend it at all. Now, that is all of the stuff regarding the Archelon's attacks. What do you think about it? Let me know in the comments. So one thing that's always good to know is how much damage is a standard creature that's going to attack it gonna do to the Archelon. Now, we have our Kaiwekia here, which is just about coming into vision. And this little Kaiwekia is gonna bite the Archelon. So this thing does take a lot of damage by these little 3 slots. That arguably probably a little bit more mobile than the Archelon is itself. I think, you know, you're going to be probably worried more about your Rhinoceros than you are Kaiwekia, but Kaiwekia is the bulkier of the two. In terms of making them sprint, here we go. So it looks like the Kaiwekia is faster than the Archelon, just about. Like, they're very, very, very 50-50, and it looks like, yeah, even with the Kaiwekia going up slightly, it does pull away. It's ever so slightly faster than the Archelon. So, yeah, that's what you're going to be probably comparing it to. I think your Rhinoceros is going to be a bit too fast for it. Okay, so with the skins, it's easier to see it like this than it is in the character selection screen. So here is the Archelon right here. Very beautiful, big chungus. So the first skin is Atlantis. I really like this one. It's orange and black. We love a bit of orange and black, don't we? Of course, the next one is Agatha, which is a really pretty skin. Kind of goes on with the Atlantis theme, and it just adds more detailing color to it. Now, you obviously do get that orange as well that you can put on, so therefore it becomes a really good skin. That is the Agatha skin, a gorgeous skin. Then you get Snockia. I'm pretty sure there is a Snockia skin on another mod, right? If I'm not crazy, I recognize that name. Then you get Nerezius, which is this skin, a mix of greens and browns, a very nice skin there. Then you get Seagrass. Then you get Seaglass, which once again a mix of greens and browns, kind of similar to this one, but the blues are a bit more blended in. Then you get Ocean Star, a very, very pretty skin. Now, I have a sneaking feeling there's a bit of detail on the underbelly as well that we're not seeing, but either way, you have many options there with that skin. You only do get 6 skins with this mod, but that's all of them. Which one is your favorite? Now, of course, everybody, that is the Archelon mod that came to Path of Titans. This is by Fei Long. Once again, the Wrath of Goliaths team, FTBH, I think it is, or FHBT, which is Fei Long and another user. I've forgotten the name already. I feel really bad for forgetting the other name, considering they are a massive part of the team. That being said, this is a great little creature. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you like the new giant turtle in the game? I'd love to know. Anyways, we'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Peace.